WWAY Sports Director Tanner Barth joins us live from campus with more. Tanner?
Yeah, Randy, I'm outside of Trask Coliseum now where, as you just said, UNCW just a few hours ago informed their players and staff, as well as head coach CB McGrath, that he was no longer going to be the head coach of the UNCW men's basketball program. I'm on the tractor at the This Is the Place tailgate, brought to you by Wilmington Lawn and Leisure, as we are about to get to work tonight in Hampstead. Beautiful night for high school football. So we'll have all of those games and so much more. That'll be coming up for you tonight at 11 o'clock on the fifth quarter. So I hope you join Joe Catanacci and myself. Should be another great night of high school football. But that's enough of me. Let's get you pumped up for a little high school football. I'm going to step out of the way. Pre-game festivities. Here's the Laney High School drum line. Well, you got me pumped up. Let's get right into the highlights this Friday night. We start with the game that a lot of people around the area had their eyes on. West Brunswick on the road at Whiteville, courtesy of our friends at ATMC. The Wolfpack trying to defend their home field against West Brunswick. Pick it up late in the first, still scoreless. Not anymore. Jay Fletcher showing off the cannon, has a man. Trey Bell, see you later.
Far sideline there. Beautiful ball for Jay Fletcher. Trey Bell runs underneath it. Easy 6 points for the Trojans.
57-yard score there. JP Price trying to figure out how to stop West Brunswick, with the Trojans pulling out the trickery. Look at the sweep, DeAndre Clarida. Ball downfield. Who else? Trey Bell once again. It's not Tom Brady, but it works. So we all know Brooks Koepka won the 2019 PGA Championship over the weekend at Bethpage Black, but there's a golfer right here in our own backyard that deserves just as much credit. Here's Ben Wilson's story of honor, strength, and courage. For some, golf is a game. For Southport's Ben Wilson, it's a way to move on.
Was this a bad nightmare? Am I going to wake up from this horrible dream that I'm having?
Sergeant Ben Wilson had been in the Marine Corps for 6 years when he was deployed in 2009 to Iraq. And little did he know, it would be his last deployment. He suffered a traumatic brain injury when his convoy patrol hit an IED.
And then after it all kind of starts to calm down and you're looking around, you realize this wasn't a bad nightmare. It actually happened.
The injuries slowly began to mount up on Wilson's body, eventually forcing him to medically retire in 2016. Looking for answers, he turned to the links.
Next on the tee from Southport, North Carolina, Sergeant Ben Wilson, United States Marine Corps.
I step off on hole number 1, just like a patrol. You kind of don't know what's going to happen, but when I step off hole 18, I know I'm home, and I know I'm okay, and I know that I'm going to walk away unscathed, and that to me is a solace. That's a real calming factor, just to kind of bring me back into my reality. Because I know I'm here. It puts me back to being home.
Just weeks ago, Sergeant Wilson was selected to play in the 2019 George W. Bush Warrior Open in Dallas, Texas, with 23 other military warriors from across the country in an experience of a lifetime.
I was ecstatic. To be able to be picked to play with 23 other veterans throughout the United States on such a venue with President Bush, who growing up was also my governor. He was, and he was my president, and he was my commander-in-chief. Such an honor that, not everybody can say they have.
Soon after retirement, Wilson began working at St. James Plantation as an assistant golf pro with goals of one day becoming a PGA professional. And as Wilson takes the next step in his life, he'll never forget what he's gone through, but instead, he'll use it to help those in similar situations.
When I get my Class A, I want to be able to travel around, and I want to use that for other veterans nationwide to be able to help them use golf, use the education that golf can give you, and put it together and find hopefully what it is that I'm finding and those other 23 veterans that are finding it.
It's Tuesday, and y'all know what that means. It's my favorite day of the week, another episode of Tanner's Tee Off Tuesday. Let's head down the road to St. James Plantation for this week's round. It's time for another edition of Tanner's Tee Off Tuesdays, and we find ourselves at St. James Plantation as we prepare for this week's episode. St. James is a pretty awesome golf course. You have multiple chances to play, whether you want to be at the Founders Club, which is the one we're here at today, but they also have some other courses if that's more of your liking. We're going to take on hole number 17 here this afternoon, and it's a course that is pretty difficult. You've got water, you've got brush, and hole number 17, well, it has everything to offer. Let's hit it at our tee-off shot. And after that tee-off shot, I thought maybe this was going to be the only birdie I'd see all day. So it looks like we're probably around 140 yards out, which means I'm probably going to club down just a little bit, and we're going to see if we can get there with a 7-iron. Definitely did not get underneath it like I wanted, but at least I made it over that little bunker. We're probably about, I don't know, 40 yards out, so it's going to be pretty difficult. So we'll just have to wait and see what we do with the wind to our back here, going with our pitching wedge. Get over the sand, get over the sand. And we are on the green. But it's going to be a pretty tough putt. It's about 25 feet and uphill a little bit towards the left. So I guess we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh, not quite. Wow. Yeah, these people are pissed.
That was the people behind you?
They were waiting like, come on, are you going to finish
come on,
your
buddy.
putt? So I finished with the 7. We'll go with the little triple bogey, but hey, I've had good days. I've had not so good days. Mark that one down as an L on the old scorecard.
It's a teaching Tuesday.
It is. Tanner's teaching tee-off Tuesday. I kind of like it.
Kind of teed off tonight about it.
Add more tees if you can. So they got a little help today with the dream come true.
I got it.
You got it. Are you excited? Yeah.
Jackson Salter seems like every 3-year-old boy. He loves to laugh, smile, and play with his sister Gwendolyn, but his life has been far from normal. He suffers from spina bifida, but now with the help of the Marty Lyons Foundation, he will get to live out his dream of going to Disney World.
We're always in the doctor's office constantly, so it's just nice to have a relief.
Marty Lyons, a former New York Jet and college football Hall of Famer at the University of Alabama, started his foundation back in 1982. His goal was to fulfill the special wishes of children who had been diagnosed as having a terminal or life-threatening illness, and this is just one of the ways he can give back to kids like Jackson.
By making a difference in other people's lives, it reflects back on you, and you feel pretty good about it. I always tell people, if you do things and you feel good in your heart, and you know that you made a difference, it's all that matters.
Jackson is the first child in Wilmington to be involved with the Marty Lyons Foundation, and for the big man himself to actually be in the Cape Fear to grant the wish is just a cherry on top.
For Marty to be able to be here and grant this wish for him is it's just amazing. It's just awesome.
And for a mother, there's nothing quite like seeing a smile on her son's face.
I can't even put into words how exciting and how thrilled we are to have this opportunity, and we're just so grateful for the Marty Lyons Foundation for putting us in a place where we'll be able to take him to meet Mickey Mouse and just see all that joy and magic that is Disney.
Now that Jackson has taken his first step towards conquering the lifelong journey that is spina bifida, I ask him, what's next?
Disney.